Centene prioritizes relationships with funding bodies. Centene is completely reliant on government contracts, which include the essential resources needed for their survival. Their dependency positions funding bodies such as state Medicaid agencies and federal programs as powerful stakeholders that can shape Centene policies, operations, and strategic priorities. From Bowman and Deal's political frame, this dynamic reflects the broader business, government ecosystems, where organizations operate as political agents within a complex network of government entities, industry partners, and advocacy groups. In this environment, survival depends on more than operational efficiency. It requires skillful navigation of competing interests, coalition building, and strategic negotiation to secure scarce resources and maintain influence over policy decisions. The symbolic frame focuses on meaning and culture. At Centene, monthly member successes celebrations held during staff meetings present cases highlighting major health and social improvements. They include a ceremonial bell ringing for each case, a tradition borrowed from cancer centers. This ritual transformed routine and clinical reporting meetings into an emotional and communal affirmation of purpose. Bowman and Deal emphasize the role of ritual in reinforcing organizational norms and shared values. These celebrations made abstract values like impact and equity concrete and visible. They also allow time for reflection, renewal, and team bonding, contributing to a sense of belonging and shared mission. Recognition events, mission statements, and shared success stories all reinforce the belief that employees are transforming healthcare, not just processing claims. Through the lens of Sheen's cultural layers, the symbolic frame emphasizes how meaning is created and sustained within Centene. At the surface level, artifacts, plaques, awards, and digital reels act as a visible symbol of organizational priorities. Centene uses these artifacts to showcase its 5 core values: compassion, integrity, collaboration, innovation, and accountability. These displays are not just decorative, they are ritualized reminders of what the organization celebrates and aspires to be. Moving deeper, the exposed values these artifacts communicate: equity, excellence, and service are shared standards that guide decision-making and interpersonal behavior. They help employees understand how to act in ways that align with Centene's identity, reinforcing a sense of belonging and collective purpose. At the deepest level, underlying assumptions from the foundation of Centene's culture, the belief that healthcare is a right and not a privilege. This assumption is powerful because it rarely is questioned, yet it influences nearly every policy, relationship, and service delivery choice that the organization makes. From the symbolic frame perspective, these layers work together to create a coherent narrative, one that connects day-to-day operations to a larger mission, fosters commitment, and turns abstract values into lived experiences. For a new leader at Centene, understanding the regulatory complexity is only part of the equation. Equally critical is grasping the organization's deep cultural attachment to member advocacy and commitment rooted in both symbolic meaning and political necessity. Regulations dictate the boundaries of permissible action, but culture determines how these actions are interpreted, accepted, or resisted by the people carrying them out. Without this insight, even well-intentioned changes such as restructuring workflows, alternating benefit designs, or introducing new performance metrics can inadvertently challenge deeply held values. Stakeholders will mobilize coalitions, leverage alliances, and use their influence to protect the value and resources they see as vital to the mission. At Centene, many employees see themselves as advocates first, administrators second, and any initiative perceived as undermining member well-being can be met with strong resistance from both staff and external partners, including advocacy groups, providers, and regulators. For this reason, successful leadership at Centene requires navigating both compliance and culture, building regulatory fluency, honoring advocacy traditions, and engaging stakeholders early in any change process to co-create solutions that align with both external mandates and internal values. My recommendations for a successful cultural shift are: 1. Conduct a cultural assessment to understand current values and assumptions. 2. Integrate change messages into existing rituals and symbols. 3. Engage internal and external stakeholders early to build buy-in. And 4. Ensure any structural challenge is supported with HR initiatives like training and resources. The 4 frames allows us to see that Centene structure, people, and politics and culture are interconnected. For leaders, integrating these perspectives is key to managing change effectively while honoring the mission and values that define the organization.